It's amazing. I go into to get a few little pieces of aluminum and some copper, and I'll go in here and work. But I keep saying I got time, so amazing. A little bit of copper, a little bit of aluminum. And this is going to be dirty copper because it's got solder on it. I guess that's going to be. I need a cup of coffee, or a sip of coffee. I got coffee. Well, tomorrow I will be going to TMR with, I'm estimating 200 plus pounds of brass. I think a 5-gallon bucket of that brass is 113 pounds. But I've got to bust the brass down into half buckets, so I'll be taking 4 buckets because I can't lift them. I can't lift those, where in the heck, there it is. I can't lift those 100-pound plus buckets in the trunk. Hell, it's all I can do to get. I wonder why them ain't coming on off. Well, it's all I can do to get them half buckets in the trunk. And if I get somebody to help me, they're going to want me to pay them. And I mean, they're going to want like $10, $15 a freaking hour, and they can kiss my grits. I ain't going to pay it. They want like a $10 bill just to come out there and spend 15 minutes helping me load that stuff. So, sorry boys, kiss my grits. Anyhow, let me get back on this dang thing. got to be a better way to do this. I wonder. I'm going to put that there. You know what? I know what's wrong with why this thing keeps tripping. I'm pulling more amps than this cord's allowing to get through. I'm gonna have to do some rewiring, because that thing, it ain't heating up. It's just pulling more amps. This thing's pulling more amps than this cord's allowing it to get. I'll tell you what, it's a good idea. It's a good idea. You know, I got a pair of gloves in there. And oh, hell, you know what? I'm gonna go get them gloves before I cut my. Yeah. Okay, got my gloves. They supposed to be extra large, but I'm dang gonna I think so. Extra large should be easier to get on. I know my buddy Scrap and Pallet man, he wears his gloves. I should have been wearing that the other day when I messed that thumb up. It looks a little better this morning. I was thinking about going to the doctor. Why is these things? Paul don't seem to have that much trouble getting them things on. You know, I've got about 10 scrappers I watch, and they're all 10 different. And they got these little mannerisms. Oh, Paul, don't you take this the wrong way, buddy, but this is my imitation of the Scrap and Pallet man after he gets some scrap all moved around, whatever he's doing, and then he throws it in the truck, and he's heading back to the truck, and he goes. That's my imitation of Scrap and Pallet man. I got some more imitations of some others too, but yeah, there you go, Paul. Thanks to you, I got this part. Well, I've been listening to several people, but you've been harping the most about it, so anyway, let's see if that's gonna make any difference about me taking this daggone thing apart. I gotta put my glasses on. I need to get this camera set better. Ta-da! Dang. It's almost like taking a bath with your damn clothes on. Gloves. I hate gloves. But you know what? That is working better. Yeah, not nowhere near. Yeah, okay. Alright, I'll eat crow on this. I need the gloves. That's working better. Gee whiz. Gee whiz. What about that? That ain't sticking my fingers or nothing. Well, gee, huh? Now I'm feeling rather dumb by not doing this before now. How about that? Gotta have a sip of coffee. Boys, I had more trouble last night with neuropathy pain in my in my foot. Well, both my feet actually. Now I'm finding it is a little bit harder to grip them pliers and stuff with these gloves on. I'm just about to get it there. Just about. 3 more, I think. I'm finding that with these gloves, I don't seem to have as much control. Well, I'm not being that high. I'm used to feeling with my fingers. Now, there you go. Now I'm gonna take these dang gloves off, can't I? My hands are sweating too, I can tell that. Ah, refreshing. Whew. That wasn't too bad. That was a lot of work. some other stuff I need to do. Kind of looking forward to tomorrow. If my calculations is right, and I just checked the prices at TMR, and they're paying $1.31 a pound for the red brass or yellow brass, and that's what I got. $1.31 a pound. So that means well, hell, that's easy enough. If I've got that's $131 for 100, and so that's going to be $262 plus. I'm thinking I'm going to have about 10 pounds over that, so I'm probably going to have around $280 for 2 buckets of brass. Yeah. I'm smelling a car. No, car. No dang car. I tell you what, I'm constantly waffling around about what I really need to. I'm concerned about my driving. I don't want to cause an accident. I don't want to run into somebody and hurt somebody. I can drive, and for the most part, I'm not a slow driver like a lot of older people are. Used to. I ain't been to North Carolina in over 10 years since my wife died, which troubles me greatly. I'm planning on going pretty soon. My sister-in-law is going to get me up there, and I'm going to do a video of the home place and stuff. But when we used to make them trip, me and my wife, up to the home place there maybe 3 or 4 times a year. Of course, we got Florida tags on our vehicles because we're living in Florida. And we get up there, and the locals, they see Florida tags. They'll say, well, there goes the Florida man or Florida woman. Watch how they drive, and they drive pretty slow around the curves and everything, and they see my car with a Florida tag on it, and I know they're thinking I'm going to be slow, but I'm actually faster around them curves and hills than they are. I actually drove too fast around them places. And one of them, the road that goes up to my wife's old home place, it's gravel, and it's practically one lane. You can't do any passing unless somebody pulls over somewhere, and there's usually going around the curves, it's a little bit wider, and you can't see around them curves because you're on the mountain, you know, and there's banks, cliffs and stuff up there, and you can't see, and you get up to one of them curves, and you best be tooting your horn. And then people, if anybody coming the other way, need to be tooting there to let you know they're there. I don't know why they don't have more accidents up there than they do, but they don't. But I ain't scared of them roads up there. I'm sure looking forward to going back for a visit. Problem now is, when we went up before, I could go. I didn't have to worry about getting a motel or any of that stuff, because I just go up to Miles. That's my mom-in-law, and that's where we always went. Well, now the house and everything is run down. I even heard the roof was falling in. I don't know. And my other sister-in-law, she died, and she had 2 kids, John and Stacy, and they died. I mean, they didn't die, but Stacy lives over in Robertsville, and John lives over in Andrews. And Stacy bought out John's part of their old home place. As far as I know, nobody's living there now. So they ain't really. I got a couple of nephews in Andrews. So there ain't no family up there anymore, you know. Aunts, all them people, they've died. And there's nowhere to go. You know, used to you go up the miles. That was a given. You go up the miles. Oh, I left here one Christmas. I left here at home, here in Florida, going up to the mountains, up the miles, and the weather was looking pretty lousy. But snow was the furthest thing from my mind. But the closer to North Carolina we got, the worse it looked. And somewhere in Georgia it started snowing. And the closer we got, the more snow we kept hitting. And I was driving a 64 Dodge Dart, slant 6, straight shift. Regular tires, but I did have a set of chains. And we got all the way into North Carolina about 25 miles from home and had to stop, because between that 25 miles there was a mountain called Warrior Ball. And that was the only way to get over there, except go back around 100 miles out of your way. And the only way to get home was cross that mountain. And I think, if I'm recalling right, it was 7 miles up to one side and 11 miles down the other side. But I stopped there at the foot of the mountain, and there's an old time gas station and general store sitting there, and everybody was in. They were open. They were sitting in there by the fire and all that stuff, and you couldn't even see the road because there's so much snow on it. And I said, "Are they working that road today?" And they said, "There ain't nobody been across there all day." And snowplows hadn't even been up there. So I'm thinking there were 7 or 8 inches of snow on the ground. We had to get home. And I put the chains on that thing, and I started up that mountain. You know, low and then second, and every time I pop that sucker in and try to go from second to high, I'd start spinning out. So I start out again, low to second, and pretty soon I learned just leave it in second, and I was doing fine. And I went second gear all the way up the top of that thing, and going down, I figured probably be best to leave it in second going down, because I didn't want to be sliding around. There's some real high places there. You don't want to be running off the side of the road And plus, going down the other side's Nantahala Lake, you didn't want to run into that sucker, because they wouldn't find you for months. You got into that lake. And we made it all the way to my mom-in-law's driveway. And the driveway's about a 1/4 mile, and it's going up. And it's not gravel, it's not cement, and it's not dirt. It's little rocks. Most of the rocks about the size of from golf ball up to your fist size. Plus, there's 2 little branches that's running across the road there. At that time, they'd already built these little, like a bridge thing, but they was really rickety. They weren't nothing to them. And you had to cross them 2 branches. And I figured if I could just get across the first branch, I will just walk up if it don't want to go any further. And got across that first branch, and I had it in low. And it went on up, across that second branch, and went about 100 feet. And I could see the house, and I could see the light in the window. That was the prettiest sight I ever seen. And her mama, they was all in there just crying and boohooing, because they knew we had left Florida that morning. And they figured we was sitting on top of the mountain over at Volleyball. And they didn't have no way to get over, didn't have nothing that would get over there. And that, boy, when they seen the lights, they come running out of the house, come running and falling in that snow and helping. My wife had rheumatoid arthritis. She wasn't real feeble at that time, but she wasn't healthy. And boy, they was just boohooing and crying. And I got in that house, and there was pinto beans and fatback and something my mother-in-law called commodities, which it was pork. And I loved that stuff. Didn't even have a brand label on it. It just had in black letters printed on the can, USDA pork in natural juices. I had that on that table, and then pinto beans and fatback, cornbread and biscuits. And I think there was some corn there too. There might even been some fish. Man, I just picked out. I was so glad that trip was over. Lord have mercy. She can make the best pinto beans I ever eat. I don't know why. I make beans all the time, but I can't make them like she did. But she sure could make them beans. Talk about such good, happy days back then. Everybody'd pile in there on the holidays, July 4th, Christmas, Thanksgiving. And now, it's all gone. Nobody piles in there anymore. One of the saddest things to me that I can think of is a house that had so much family and so much love and so much arguing and bickering and stuff, over the years. And now the old house, it just sits there, nobody comes. Nobody cares anymore. Seems like nobody cares but me. I'm the in-law, and I believe I love that place more than they did, and they was raised there. Matter of fact, they was all born in that house. They didn't go to the hospital to have a baby. They had a midwife or somebody come over, help with the birth, but they was born right there in that house. And now it's just sitting there, the roof falling in on one end. Hell, that was my honeymoon night right there in that house. We didn't go nowhere. We went home. Went to bed. Lord have mercy. I hate the way things work out. Things change. It makes me feel so lonely, you know. I got people around me, you know, family and everything, but the people that's gone on, I miss them so bad. I'd like to have one more time up there. My daughter don't think it'd be good for me to go back up there since last time I was up there was me and my wife. I've never been up there with my wife wasn't there. I need to get off of that. I'll start getting teary-eyed. Hell, I might be getting teary-eyed just thinking about it.